Okay, hello, I am Ines Bollé and I'm going to interview you for school for the expats. We need to interview an expat. And my first question is your name. So, what is your name?
My name is Frank Vermeulen.
Okay. And the second question is for which company did you go abroad and in which country?
Yes, it was not a company, rather an organization called Broederlijk Delen,
Okay.
which is an NGO.
Mm-hmm.
And in South Africa, I was the country representative of Broederlijk Delen.
Okay.
With secondary schooling.
Because
So the people I was dealing with were very different. They could be local organizations in KwaZulu-Natal, or they could be academics in Cape Town.
Yes.
So depending on a lot of differences, and if you speak to a white educated South African, it's very similar to us. It's a bit more bit more American.
Yes.
Much more outgoing, easygoing, fairly informal.
Yes.
But of course, when you deal with the local population, well, they're African and it is very different. But then again, the Zulus are different from the coloureds. So on the whole, there were many different people I had to deal with, from government to a local farmer. Politics was definitely something that we needed to be aware of in all our dealings.
Yes.
That was a sensitive issue.
Okay.
And of course, in South Africa, being white, you carry a certain burden, a certain history, so that too was something you needed to be aware of.
And is religion an important factor in South Africa, or is it like more like here in Belgium, or is it really very important for the locals?
Yes, it's very. That is definitely very different.
Okay.
Both black and white are mostly very religious. Either they have a sort of a traditional spiritual life, or they are Protestant. So what we know, the dominance of a single denomination, Catholicism, they don't know. You have a street, and in that street, and people also shop sometimes. They change from one Protestant church to another one, because if the so-called priest changes, it has a big impact, and they move on to another church when they don't like it.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
But what is there and what is very different is obviously corruption.
Oh, okay.
So when you deal with government in particular, there's always an aspect of they want something in return for a certain contract or a certain sale. So that is not so.
Okay. And did you also have trouble adapting abroad? Did you have certain experiences that it was difficult to integrate in the social life there, or was it more like not a big step to take?
It wasn't so difficult, but it was also a bit different as compared to other countries. In other countries, you tend to mix with the expatriates. In South Africa, there are very few expatriates, but then again there are very many European South Africans, which are equal to you, but local. So it felt like living in another European country at times. So that wasn't too difficult. The difficulties I think we're more with the political climate, and then obviously when you were dealing in the rural areas with the local people, then you needed to adjust and adapt in the way you were communicating and so on and so forth. But there we're also used to white South Africans dealing with them, but then they have a negative perception very often of those people. So it was also trying to be different in the way you deal. For example, South Africans, they don't save. They spend all their money and they are not worried. They live life by the day. Both black and white. They also are not well protected socially because we've got benefits. If you get unemployed, we got ill. There you need to take care of yourself, and yet they don't save, and they easily change jobs. They are very entrepreneurial, starting their own businesses. They do easily. They also easily pursue their dreams, irrespective of the risks or the material disadvantages. They can easily leave that behind. Also, or much more informal. The way they dress, the way they behave. Outdoor living, obviously, it's much more present. People live outside. The braais, the barbecues, they are there everywhere. So that is definitely a difference, which is a bit American style, but also a bit pioneer style. In those countries like Australia, South Africa and the United States, where people have migrated to, they have a different DNA. Sometimes somehow they are very independent. They don't want to be dependent on the state. They are also creative and entrepreneurial. So in that respect we can learn a lot from them.
If you have one piece of advice, what would it be? Or would you have done certain things in a different way? Or
well, try to be nice and fit in. Also depending on the position you take. Obviously if you are a boss there, it is different from an expert or different from a diplomat. It depends, you know, the kind of position that you're in. But obviously you will have to adjust and change a lot of things in order to be accepted and to actually also be able to realize things, because be ready to learn and also accept different.
You have to see things from their perspective. And
also, or blend the both perspectives, because it's not that one is good, the other is bad. Both have pros and cons, and you need to find a mix of both that works.
Okay, that were my questions. So thank you very much.
Welcome.
for the interview.